Hello from the middle of London. I've just come out of my exercise class and I really needed to go today, even though it's only like the fourth time I've been this year, which isn't very good, is it? But I'm trying, okay, and I've booked in to go again this week, right? So I'm here outside Victoria Tower, which is part of the Houses of Parliament, and there's a statue behind me, which is the Burghers of Calais. I only know that because I just read it. Not great with history or details. But, so this is Victoria Gardens, and when the Queen was lying in state here, when the Queen passed away, everybody queued up to go and see her, and I was in the queue for 12 hours, which was crazy, especially since I've had both my hips replaced. So I couldn't move for the next few days, but hey, you know, it was worth it. It was a big moment in history for the UK. And so I'm going to take you over to the Thames to have a quick look. The reason I'm out and about and doing this sort of vlog style one today is because last night I did my figures for you, and by the time I finished doing that video it's like gone midnight and I was exhausted, and it shouldn't have been like that because I'd already done them, and I did it off the cuff. I did it without a script. I was very pleased with how I'd done it. I'd got across everything I wanted to say, didn't forget anything, really chuffed with myself. And then I went and watched it back to add a little bit of B-roll or whatever and fit it all together and make sure it was all right. And it turned out the sound was off by just a split second, and try as I might, I just couldn't get it lined up. I couldn't get it right. I was so gutted. So I ended up trying to do it again and trying to do it again and trying to do it again, and each time I got more and more fed up. Not just because I couldn't get it right, but because it was cementing how it hadn't been such a good week and how the week before had been so much better, and I failed to capitalise on that momentum, and that really did start to get me down. So by the time I did it, I ended up having to write a script to do it, which is probably really obvious. And yeah, it was disappointing really, because I felt so, yeah, okay, so never mind when I first started doing it, but by the time I'd done it and then reflected on it, by the time I'd uploaded it on and everything finally and got it to you, I just felt really quite disappointed in myself. And I think it's important to share this with you, because it's all very well me showing you Smiley Joe, Happy Joe, who is so pleased with how it's going, and I am. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't lying. I am pleased with how it's going. It is continuing to grow. But yeah, it's more slow than I wanted, and it was a disappointing week, and it is exhausting and tiring when things don't necessarily go your way. So yeah, it's a shame, but it's got to be shared, because I don't want you to embark on this journey and then have a rubbish day or a rubbish few hours like I did, and then think, oh, well, everybody I'm seeing, it's all sweetness and light and it's going really well. So nobody has bad days. That's not true. We all have bad days. Yesterday was one of mine. Today I forced myself to get out of bed to go to Pilates. Didn't feel like it at all, but I did it. What a hero. No, I don't feel like a hero at all. I just feel stiff now. And you wait until tonight, I won't be able to move. But I had to do something, because I couldn't just keep sinking and feeling more and more rubbish. And besides, I was so out of shape. That's why it's Pilates and not legs, bums and tums or Zumba or anything that might half kill me. I start slow, right? But I'm going to try and go again this week. If I can, I'll be so proud of myself. So I want to show you a little bit of London while we're here. There's lots of people around, but which is a bit embarrassing. And this is another thing I've got to get over, the embarrassment of talking to you in public. Because I live in a beautiful place. I live in Westminster in the heart of London, and I'd love to be able to share it with you. But of course, it's never quiet. There's always people around. So let me show you where I am. I'm here on the edge of the Thames. In the sort of gap of the tree, you can see the cars of the Millennium Wheel, and that is called the London Eye, which obviously if you're not from London, you wouldn't know, but that's London Eye. And then we've got a couple of bridges. That end is Westminster Bridge, And this end is Lambeth Bridge. Let's think then. How long have I lived here? There's an Uber boat, and they are great, and they're just basically water taxis. There's another one, but they've got a bar on board, so I rather like that. And I'm much more of a fan of going on an Uber boat and having a glass of wine than I am of going on one of these open top boats that tell you all the sights, because you can still chat to your mates then and have a laugh. So that's me sort of bringing you up to date and telling you a bit more about the reality of this. And I hope you can hear me over the traffic noise. Just realised I've been looking at the wrong side again. Because this is how it is. It's not always going to be rainbows and unicorns and sweetness and light. Sometimes it will be tougher. But pushing through those is what makes the difference. The people who can get through times like that, and worse, because I'm sure there'll be worse, times like this, then they're the ones that make it, aren't they? So I'm determined to carry on. There's another monument there. I can't remember what it's called. Probably Victoria Monument, maybe. Oh, and from here we can just about see Big Ben as well. So you see all the pointy things. The second pointy thing from the side, so not where the tower is, but the second from the side, that's the top of Big Ben. And we caught the bongs at the beginning, but I don't know if you heard them. Anyway, I'm going to go start my day. I hope you have a brilliant day, and I hope if you're starting on this journey that this gives you some comfort knowing that it's not always great, but the highs are really high and it's definitely worth pushing through.